Hello everyone, George here, Catholic Positive Energy. Yeah, I'm actually wearing the cardigan sweater today. It's been a while since I've worn the cardigan sweater, paying tribute to Mr. Rogers. He's the one who started all this positive energy back in the day. The name of this subject that I have today is called Helping Others. Now, I want to share a little story. This just happened yesterday. Now, even though this happened publicly, I'm still going to leave the names out. I was watching a very wonderful Facebook Live broadcast, just like this one I'm presenting to you. I was watching it yesterday. I have a very dear friend who has their own Facebook Live show. I was watching it, and I noticed that somebody who was watching the broadcast, my friend's broadcast, just like me, they were posting some comments, and one they posted really got my attention and everybody else's. This individual posted that they were contemplating taking their own life. So I commented back and I said, please don't do that. Now, I don't know this person. I have no idea what's going on in their life. But they're obviously unhappy. Now, myself, I've been through a lot of rough times in my life. I haven't been through every terrible thing imaginable, but I've been through a lot of bad. You see, we really need to have some positive people out there in the world, and I try to be one of them. We need to have positive people who care about others, who are willing to help others, because, as all of you know, life will, more times, you'll get thrown a lot of negative things at you in life than positive things. Life can be tough. It's not always wonderful. There are a lot of stressful things and unfortunate things human beings go through in life. And that's why when you do meet someone who's very happy, peaceful, and who has found serenity, that's somebody you want to aspire to be like. That's someone you want to hang out with. That's someone where you want their good qualities to rub off on you. Because, since the time we were kids, going to school when we probably didn't want to be there, or having to interact with people who we wish we never had to interact with, it can obviously make us very unhappy in life when we're getting a lot of things that we don't want. I've been through some rough times. I'll be honest with you. Obviously, I'm not aspiring to be a counselor or a psychiatrist or psychologist, but a small part of me probably wouldn't mind being any of those things. I do care about others. I really do. I wouldn't be here talking to you if I didn't. Whenever I hear somebody or, who says that they are thinking of hurting themselves or taking their own life, I always want to be there to talk to that person and to let them know, please don't do that. God loves you. You have people in your life, even though you may not know me. I care about you. I know life can throw some bad things at you. I'll just say this real briefly. Let's just say there was a time when I was feeling this way myself, suicidal thoughts. But that was a long time ago. I won't get into the details, but I've been there myself. I know what it feels like when you feel that nobody cares about you, that life isn't worth living, life is very depressing, and you just want to leave this world on your own terms. I know what that feels like. But here's another thing that I've learned, and I'm still learning today. Just because you're having a lot of problems, just because you're getting a lot of things in life that you don't want, you don't deserve, just because life will throw a curveball at you that you don't want to get thrown at you, that doesn't mean that life is terrible. I know that sometimes when a good thing happens in your life, it doesn't always last forever. You know, it might last a while, and then maybe when you wake up the next day, it's a new day, and whatever good thing happened to you yesterday, it's in the past, and maybe the next day is not such a good day as the previous day. But that is also true with bad days, with negative things. Negative things are temporary as well. I know I've said this in the past. I can't remember exactly which video. I've done 31 videos here and now. I know I've asked this before. For all of you watching, has there ever been a time in your life when you had a bad day and then the very next day it was a good day? I can't remember very many times in my life when I had 2 bad days in a row. You know, whenever I had a terrible day, the very next day, it was different in a very good way. So, obviously, negative things are temporary. I understand that life isn't always going to be wonderful. You know, we all probably wish that, you know, every day it would be like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, you know, where it's a good day and it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood and we're all going to smile and be happy and we're all going to get along. Yeah, I know. I wish life was like that too. But just because life doesn't always make us happy doesn't mean that we can't still be happy. Yeah, I know that we have a lot of awful things going on in the world around us nowadays. I know that, you know, we're not getting a whole lot of things that we want. Oh, trust me, I know. But obviously, that doesn't mean we can't still be happy. That doesn't mean that we can't still see the best possible positive point of view of life. I have a very dear friend who, you know, it just amazes me because I grew up with some very negative people. I really did. My dear friend, she always looks at things from the most positive perspective. I'll give you some examples. I remember my friend, they had a child who was recently in a car accident. Her child was T-boned. That's how she put it. And she's okay. She just had some bumps and bruises, no broken bones, didn't lose her life, didn't, you know, nothing life-threatening. But she looked at it as, if I remember correctly, I don't remember everything that my friend said. I guess a good thing that came out of that was it brought their family closer together because obviously, you know, they cared for their child. They wanted to make sure their child was okay, and they obviously had some meaningful family closeness after that. You know, they hugged their child, and they're like, oh, are you okay? Man, I was worried about you, you know? That was one good thing that came out of it. They didn't continue to look at it like this. You see, here's one thing I've realized, and it's been a long time since I've done this myself. You ever notice that when something bad happens to us, we'll think, oh, woe is me. Why me? Why me? Why did this happen to me? Okay. Trust me, I've been there many times. All right. That kind of thinking is not good. When you constantly look at, you know, why did this happen to me? Woe is me. Don't think that way. All right. I'm putting it bluntly. I know. I mean, it's easier said than done, but that's not a good way to think. Just because something bad happens to us doesn't mean that good things can't come out of it. Good things can come out of bad things. Just about anything. We just don't think about it when the bad things are happening to us. And like I say, I like to help others. I definitely do. I don't have a whole lot of free time in my life, but I certainly care. Like I said, when I was trying to help this person yesterday who was contemplating suicide, I didn't know this person, but I wanted this person to feel that they were cared for. They told me their whole family cut them off, and they were a single parent of 3 children, and you know, and I guess the other parent wasn't a part of their life anymore. So they obviously were very unhappy. And the fact that they said publicly in a public setting, you know, making comments on somebody's Facebook page, wasn't mine, it was my friend's. The fact that they reached out for help and said they're contemplating taking their life, well, obviously, you know, I wouldn't, that certainly doesn't bring about a lot of positive attention, none at all. But the fact that they're looking for help, looking for someone to care for them, looking for someone to care about them, trying to get some kind of sympathy. Believe me, I understand. We obviously need people to help us and care for us. Those of us who are in our inner circles, those who are very near and dear to us in our lives, who are willing to talk to us and be there for us no matter what, and not judge us, willing to have long conversations with us over the phone or in person. Everybody has some people like that. And if any of you watching this may not have anybody in your life who are very near and dear to you, who care about you, well, you can come to me. I care, and I'll do what I can to be here for you. I look at the world now, and I see this happen a lot. There are a lot of people in the world who don't care about one another, you know, especially people who live in really large cities. You know, have you ever noticed that people who live in smaller cities, they tend to, you know, they know everybody's name. They, you know, in a sense, in the smaller cities, they kind of know a lot about their neighbors. In bigger cities, people don't really care about each other. They don't know each other. They don't know each other's names. They don't really know anything about their neighbors and the people around them. I try to at least get to know people if they're willing to open up to me and warm up to me. And I do care about everybody. I really do. It's just not everybody cares about everybody else. That's the problem. That's why there's a lot of negative energy in the world. But if you're willing to help others, if you're willing to care about others, you're doing a wonderful thing. You really are. Because especially nowadays, you have any idea how many people are out there in this world who don't care about anybody, who are selfish and don't seem to want to hear about what's going on in other people's lives, or you know, even people within their own families. Oh, I don't want to hear about your problems. That's not good. Obviously, you know, people don't just want to talk about somebody's problems all the time. People like to have positive conversations, but like I say, there's a lot of people out there where if you got something on your mind and it's really a big deal to you, you got to get it off your chest. You got to have somebody to talk to, friend, acquaintance, somebody. And that's what we need more of in this world. Like Mr. Rogers has said, I know you can go on YouTube and look this up. Years ago, Mr. Rogers was on the Arsenio Hall show, and he said this. I'll never forget. You can look it up on YouTube. All right, it's there. Mr. Rogers was on the Arsenio Hall show. I think this was in '93, and he quoted something that his mother taught him years earlier. Excuse me. Look for the helpers. There are helpers out there. I can't tell you so many times throughout my life. I've met a lot of people who have come and gone. You know, sometimes maybe I only saw these people once or twice, or maybe, you know, we talked for a while, but then all of a sudden, you know, our lives turned in different directions for whatever reason. I've met a lot of helpers out there, and I'm very grateful for it. I've had a lot of wonderful people in my life who I was able to talk to about, you know, some deep personal thing I had, and I was very grateful for these people for being there for me. And I want to be here. Excuse me. I want to be here for all of you. And I am here for you. I want you all to know I care a great deal about each and every one of you. I'm grateful to have this wonderful following here in Catholic Positive Energy. Very grateful. You know, I've had this community for over a year now. I've been doing broadcasts now for the past 31 weeks. And I don't plan on slowing down anytime soon. But this is what I had, you know. Please, help your neighbors. Help others. Don't be one of those people who doesn't care about others, who doesn't want to hear about what's going on in other people's lives, those who you see regularly, people you know. We need to care about them. We do. Because if we are one of those kinds of people who says, oh, I don't care about these people around me because I don't know them or because I only want to focus on what's going on in my life. If we are like that, then we will contribute to a lot of negative energy going on in this world. We can't be selfish. We need to care. Because caring about others, loving others, respecting others, that's a wonderful thing. And there's nothing more wonderful than caring about others, not being selfish. Something just happened on my Facebook page. Technical difficulties. I hope I didn't cut out. But yes, please continue to care about the people around you. I can't stress that enough. And please help the people around you. We don't see this happening very much in our world. People who are going out of their way to care about us and help us. We need more of these. We need more people in our world like this. So thank you for listening. Please help your neighbors. And please care about all of your neighbors. So, all right, guys. Thank you very much. God bless you. And please remember, dignification is better than criticism.